Okay, hello everyone. Thank you for coming. Today we have education and technology today, which is kind of great. We have three great speakers today. We have Emmanuel, Spencer, and Jody. So first we're gonna hear from Emmanuel on what is online learning in the context of the fourth industrial revolution. Then we have Spencer for command and control in challenge-based learning. Why a dashboard is indispensable. I guess that will be the key. And then we have correlation of online application to the effectiveness of feedback across design disciplines. That's a question that I have, so I'm looking forward to that as well. Just some ground rules. Please don't make questions during the presentation. Let's save them for the end. And Manuel,
good to
it's all
go.
yours. Yeah.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Emmanuel Duplat. I'm a professor at the Faculty of Education, University of Ottawa. And so I work a lot in teacher education programs, all kinds of programs. And my research are in part about instructional design. Can you hear me well? Yeah. You can come more closer if you want, because there is small graphics at the end, so don't hesitate to come. Move. Okay, so I'm French from France, so sorry for my English. You can ask questions, pronunciation, but so I will present you the case of a course, a connectivist course. Have you heard about connectivism? Nobody? Siemens and Downs at Athabasca University, they have developed kind of MOOC. We will see that in detail, and they associate that with a learning theory connectivism. So I will talk about that, a connectivism module into a in-service teacher education program. And we will see the consequences. So let's start with this guy, Santa. So you think I'm crazy, but there is a purpose of that. For me, it's really important to speak about Santa Claus to start, because it's the archetype of the separation in our society of the production and the consummation. You know, it's magic. You order something, it's under your tree, and you have your new iPhone, and you don't have to think about the design, about the production, how it's made. You just order and it appears like that. Okay, so it's the symbol of the separation of the production and the consumption. And it's a symbol of all the industrial system, the massification and all the stuff about the production of the goods in our society. And the school system is based on that, and it's made to provide workers in the industrial system from the beginning. So now that's why we speak about the fourth industrial revolution. Let's see what it means. So I wanted to start with Santa Claus, because we will discuss about Santa Claus later. My main hypothesis is all work together with interconnection. The technology and the transformation of the technology, the learning theory were connected with the technology, and the system of production consumption in the society. And it all work together and progress together. So I will make a short story. So first revolution, the steam machine, revolution of transportation. And actually, before that, we did consume what we did produce. But after that, we could start to consume other production from other place. And to permit that, we had to develop a school system, an educational system. It was in United States, the best system at this step. And to provide people for this mechanization of the production. Second revolution, you miss Santa Claus. Too bad. I don't start again. You will not understand at the end. Never mind. Second industrial revolution, the electricity, chemistry, and it was the massification of the production. And connected to that, I try to associate the behaviorist and the learning machine. How they say Skinner. Are you familiar with that? So it was really well adapted to this shift of thinking. And we went to a massification of the production. Third revolution, the computer in the beginning of the 50s with von Neumann. And it was the automatization of the production with the constructivism and the social constructivism. And we are still in there. And what is interesting is our educational system is still connected to these two last revolutions. If you think about the school, it's organized like the factory, actually. You ring the bell, you go to it, you know, you are always assessed by the teacher. You have only one size fit all. The products are organized by year of fabrication. The children, you know, all is connected, you know, to the product, to the industrial system. And we have the fourth revolution, and nobody knows exactly what it is. We know there is 3D printing, there is artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, there is lots of new artifacts, but we don't know if it's still a revolution or how it affects the system, the educational system. But what we know in the literature is the skills associated to the fourth revolution, and we can see in lots of different literature. I try to make a list of the skills. So we have we have the problem solving, algorithmic, creativity, transdisciplinarity, critical thinking, meta learning, social skills, communication, blah, blah. But the problem is to define a curriculum for this kind of competencies all the time, because there is no curriculum, you know. I remember a student of mine, he works for the Ministry of Education and say, oh, I'm in charge to develop the curriculum of critical thinking. Really? From the ministry? So it's really difficult to think in our industrial system how to develop this kind of skills. And there is no method to develop this kind of skills and no evaluation, no assessment. It's really difficult. So let's see the theory on online learning. So online learning is really connected to the industrial production. So you see this draw from the 1880 or 1882. It was connected to the massification. It's a picture from this year. Massification, industrialization, and were always associated to distance. And all the online learning, and particularly during COVID, I don't know if you had some experience about online learning, and now after the COVID, you say, oh, it doesn't work, you know, it's so impersonal, you know, because it's industrialized, full industrialized. It's all based on the same principle from software design, actually, and software production. The design, and after the teaching, actually, online. So you have all the theory about online, they have separate always the two parts, the content and the communication, the production of the content, and after the discussion with the student around this content. So you have the most famous Open University at Athabasca, TELUC in Canada. And they have all the same principle. If you look the theory, I don't go deep into the theory, but the transactional distance, that's the same. They separate communication, content, inquiry-based learning also, TPAC, some air, everybody in all the theory, they separate. BOSS, which is a problem, we have limitation for our skills, and the 4IR skills or 21st century skills. They don't consider the context of learning. And this is all about standardization. So there is only one curriculum, one way to assess the students, and this is always the same. We have another theory, the connectivism. I present it a little bit like the best, but nobody knows what it is exactly. Connectivism from Siemens. And connectivism, to if I can resume that, it's to put more value in the connection than in the content. It's more important to know how to localize the knowledge than to memorize the knowledge. So no matter if it's a content, a people, you have I have also a slide about that. I cannot, it's really complex to explain. Lots of criticism about the connectivism. Some say it's not really a theory because it doesn't explain learning, you know, it's just you put people together and in the network and they go and this is really interesting, but it's really difficult to put that in a credit system in a university with assessment, with accreditation in the context of teacher education. So how can we do that? I've tried that in a course. So my research question, okay. Yeah, there is no, with the connectivism, there is no curriculum, no assessment, and this is never into the classroom or into the credit system. So my research question, how can we create an online module which permit to develop 4IR skills? My hypothesis to reconnect the student with the design and the production of the learning experience, not only the consumption, to giving the students the key of the curriculum and the assessment, and so to use a kind of connectivist instruction. Let's see what I mean. So we had, I compared two courses, teacher education, about technological education, one in 2017, online, they are full online both, with 13 students and with no connectivism module, and another in 2021 online with the same public, but with a module, a connectivist module. So I just compared the evaluation of the course from the student and the commentary. So the design, so it's in French. So before that, they have to write a scenario of a resource, and they have to develop a resource, you know, adapted to their curriculum for the children. And it was really prescriptive. In the new module, which called a maker project, they had to define they had to work in teams, to design the team. They had to define a research topic. They had to develop a video, 10 minutes video about this topic to present to the others, and they had to assess their video and the video of the others. That's all, no more, not more, you know? So that's what we did. And what I did, I proposed, so this initial situation without any more information, and I provided a guidage, you know, so I proposed research method and tool. I had to meet every group every week, and I've made feedback of the group, of each group, to all the group every week by email or video, and it was a lot about reassuring the students, because it was really confusing for them, you know. The previous presentation was about teacher. We had an intervention about teacher education. This is really how can I say step-by-step way of teaching. So it was really confusing for them. Most of my role was to reassuring them, do you are on a good track, providing some resource and tool, and repeating, I'm not responsible of the evaluation. Because but what do you want? I don't want nothing. What your friends want, because they will evaluate you, not me. So it was really my intervention in this module. The result, well, we have here the stimulation aspect of how it was stimulating, and the quality of subject communication. And what you see, there is a kind of polarization. So the people were positive in blue, and they were very positive at the end in the new version of the course. But we have two participants, actually it's 3.85%, it's two participants, neutral or negative. I want to keep this in mind, I will come back with these two participants. And the same for the quality of subject communication. What they say in the comment, 22 comments from 22 students, and 20 were positive and 2 were negative. So we can connect with these two people in the graphic. So 2 times they mentioned I was out of my zone of my comfort zone. It was really really difficult. It was really stimulating, but I was out of my comfort zone. The course, I have abandoned the old traditional method, another pedagogical side that I had in me, and another way of seeing teaching. The course was extremely relevant to the reality on the classroom because it was made with their word. It trained ourselves to learn how to learn how to learn. And the last one is more critical for the rest of the program. The other course, they ask us to rewrite the information which have been presented, and to the delivery of this course and the activities we participated were stimulating, and for the first time made me think and reflect. That's one case. About the works they have to provide, and particularly the module 2, we have the same polarization here. And if you see here, for the connectivist module requests more work from the students. So the comment, I liked the freedom given for work. I really like the open-ended character of the production to be accomplished. The avant-garde approach to the work. It was extremely stimulating and led to a lot of deep reflection question. This is never the same student, huh? It's from a different student. Let's go to the 2 negative comments I had from the 2. Maybe I cannot connect that to the 2 people in the graphics, but it's basically the same, probably. Difficulties completing assignment for this course. Work instruction can be clearer. Comments could have more details. So, yeah, it was. The last one is our fault for me, but the instruction for the works were confusing, and the teacher's explanations were even more. He asked us to do what we want for the works. There was no waiting in general. I have nothing learned in this course. So they missed totally the connected. We can say that, but only 2. The other were quite more positive, you see. So the discussion, what is learned? So we have tried to enrich a teacher training credited course with a connectivist module. The freedom of direction permits a contextualization of the knowledge because they do that with their word. They present that to the other students who are also teachers, and they do that better than me, actually, because they know the context more than me in jail in the university. So it permits that, and it permits a better stimulation and a relevant teaching, but more demanding in terms of workload. It's really more important. And you have to be really ready for this kind of instruction. Formulating the research question and developing the video developed problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, meta learning, and online collaboration. But this type of teaching is not for all students, as some need more direction. And I can speak about, because I taught them, so I know what they are, the 2. And there is a cultural background also into that. They are international students, and this is all an adaptation for the American system of education. And I provide that, and they don't understand what is it well. This decentralized approach of learning questions our educational system. Customer becomes a producer, and learner becomes his own teacher. guided by the curriculum of his curiosity and self-assessment. The limitation, we need now quantitative data. We need experimentation in other fields because teachers are already open to new pedagogy. They know about pedagogy, but in another field without maybe in science or no human sciences, but could be interesting to see what happened and how we can bring this kind of instruction. So more research on group self-assessment and peer assessment, because it's the really interesting part. And design an educational system compatible could be great. So my final message, so do not believe in the educational Santa Claus anymore. Thank you.
Great time.
I don't know. Okay, good.
Thank you very much. I think everybody enjoyed this presentation. And I think we all can relate to whenever you give an open-ended question, you get where are the instructions. So